Welcome to Boneset, and we're going to take a deep dive into one of this herb's most important healing properties, and that's fighting fevers. And I want to get clear about what herb we're talking about here because we are specifically talking about Epitorium perfluotum. That is the boneset. We're not talking about the plant with the purple flowers. It is also Epitorium, same genus but different species, purpureum. That is gravel root, also sometimes called boneset. So you can see where this is important to know your botanical name. There's another herb, comfrey, an entirely different genus and species, Symphatum officinale, that actually does set bones. So it sometimes is called boneset for that same reason. Our boneset, Epitorium perfoliatum, is fevers. It does some other things, but this is what we're going to look at here. And this is especially about high fevers. And it's the kind of fever that's spiking and it's creating what's known as, aching bones. You feel like your bones are breaking. And it was especially identified by early settlers for a fever that was kind of called break bone fever, that was identified with the dengue, dengue fever of the time that kind of swept through and was lethal. Virus, right? We know about lethal viruses. And the symptoms are things like your bones are going to break, your super achy muscles, pain in your abdomen, your low back, your joints, fevers, chills, deep chills, maybe easily bruising, rashes where you're literally having red spots come to the surface. The blood, you're so hot, the blood is starting to leave the blood vessels and come to the surface. These symptoms match many symptoms of significant types of influenza, so it began to be used for this as well very effectively. Yellow fever, typhus. You can feel these very hot viral and or bacterial infections. Steamy bone condition, as we say in traditional Chinese medicine. So even jaundice, right, where you get the yellow eyes and skin and potentially some severe bleeding there as well. Boneset's a really bitter herb, so only small doses are needed, and it will act slowly and consistently. Some herbalists consider it probably the finest herb for treating these kinds of conditions, these kinds of influenza, these kinds of viral infections. You use it in higher doses, it becomes purgative. So you don't want to use it in higher doses. There's a drying process that takes place for this herb that's important. It helps eliminate one of the more toxic alkaloids that's found in it, tremorol. Some herbalists are very nervous about that, so they'll only ever use it externally. But if it's properly dried, that gets minimized, and you can see how this is one of those life-saving herbs that you want to know about. Please visit our website at whiterabbitinstituteofhealing.com and find out more about what might be an herb you want to have in your medicine cabinet.